How can we fine-tune our enlightenment equipment? All right, that is the question for today. That is number 82 on the list of the 144 fractal faculties of the Tree of Life. Now, if you'd like to brush up on your Tree of Life, just watch my video, Tree of Life, a short introduction, or I have another one that's called Tree of Life, an introduction that's even shorter. And that should kind of get you up to speed enough to be able to follow along with all of these 144 videos. Also, if you'd like a complete listing of the 144 fractal faculties of the Tree of Life in abstract form, just a couple sentences about each one, just click the link in the description. I'll send that out to you for free. Now, with the caveat that a few of them are kind of out of date, meaning that I've switched them around or juggled them around or changed them. This is a work in progress, and so mostly the first 84 fractals are pretty solid, but then once I get past 84, I'm still doing a little bit of tweaking, fine-tuning, so to speak. We'll talk about that a little bit here today on this video. But yeah, so it'll still be very useful, but I will be needing to update that, and I will do so as I have the chance. Okay, now today we're looking at number 82. And okay, here's the Tree of Life. And the Tree of Life, as you recall, is basically a map of our consciousness. And each one of these circles or spheres is really an aspect of our consciousness, or a capability or a potentiality of our consciousness. And that also includes the abyss here and the zero above the tree. So we have a total of 12 different categories of consciousness, or different aspects of consciousness. Today, for number 82, we're centered on the fourth sphere. And if you've been watching last week or two, you know that the fourth sphere has to do with our sense of law and order. This is where is located cosmology. This is cosmology is ancient or modern works, normally books that purport to describe how everything works in life. The birds and the bees, and where did humans come from, and what are we doing here, what is the purpose of this whole universe, and who created this universe, and what are the characteristics of that being, and how do all of the various different life cycles and gestation cycles fit together in this grand symphony that the Chinese call the Tao. Those are all located here in this cosmology. And so this is really like the universal law, also the universal love, giving, seeking nothing in return, and being able to love our enemies. And the universal language, not English or Spanish, but languages that are innate, that we understand without having to be taught. Okay, then also what is here is really a process of synthesis or syncretism, kind of the opposite of analysis. Analysis is breaking things apart according to their function, not their surface characteristics. So, and this is putting things together based upon their function, their inner characteristics. Whereas down here, we're talking about the outer characteristics, or the concrete. So this is putting things, picking things apart based on their surface characteristics, putting them together based on their surface characteristics, taking them apart based on their internal characteristics, and putting them together, or synthesis, based on their internal characteristics. And cosmology, that's kind of how it works. There are so many different cosmologies out there that it pays to study as many as you can, as many sources as you can, and then put them all together in this process of syncretism, of kind of picking and choosing based upon, the resonance with you for the truth. And then, that's combined with going inside in a process of intuition, asking yourself, what makes the most sense to me? How does that, and we get a communication, just like we do here with the intuition, but the intuition is a more general and a more accessible type of inner knowing. This is more difficult. It's more demanding. You have to put in a great deal of study, even in order to be able to receive these messages and to be able to decode them. And then in addition to that, you also have to verify. So the force sphere is, pretty intensive in its demands. Now, the force sphere is just one of our 12 faculties of consciousness. But to get from 12 faculties of consciousness to 144, what we have to do is we have to take the tree to the second power. Basically, take the whole tree, shrink it down to size, and be able to apply it to each one of the spheres. So we break down the ninth sphere into its 12 parts. We break down the seventh sphere into its 12 parts. And in this case, we break down the fourth sphere into its 12 parts. So basically, we have a mini 10th sphere inside the fourth sphere, and a mini 9th sphere inside the fourth sphere, and so on, up to number 82, which is where we are now, which is the mini second sphere inside the fourth sphere. Okay, and the second sphere is actually somewhat similar to the fourth sphere. In the ancient Egyptian iconography, this is the mythology. The fourth sphere and the second sphere are basically brother and sister, but this the sister and brother, and this is our scientific insight. This has to do with really the oracle and being a divination, being able to tell our future, to go into the future, and this is omniscience, all knowing. And this has to do with wisdom, our ability to be able to solve problems. So all of that kind of goes in here with the fourth sphere into making up this particular fractal, number 82, scientific insight. Stage number 82 is about developing our intuition to the point that we gain insight into universal scientific principles. Intuition is not a source, but a transmission mechanism, a key piece of our enlightenment equipment. Intuition gives us answers to simple questions, but scientific insight requires intense, dedicated study, along with a syncretic approach to our various sources. We must follow through to fine-tune. Also, since our original sources were poisoned, we must first unlearn before we relearn. Seek and ye shall find that our intuition, our enlightenment equipment will lead us to out-of-the-way sources that will get us on our way to building foundations for our own research. So following up can be quite circuitous, but we are getting ready for a more complex communication from intuition. For more preparation, we then embark upon a full consideration of the entire setting. We must detach, because a full consideration can be made only if we're not invested, but in the truth, the pursuit of it. We have to take our emotions and desires out of the equation. We strive for weightlessness of the heart, of the will, to get rid of conditionings that hold us back, that weigh us down, that throw off the balance of our scales. Truth is, regardless of how we feel about it, just follow it, just pursue it. We gain insight only if truth is our only motive, when our hearts do not weigh us down. We assemble the evidence from all of our sources. Then we engage in a process of synthesis or syncretism to fine-tune our search and arrive at conclusions. As we tune in further, we uncover our own systematic worldview, a cosmology. Once we start to assemble a systematic worldview or systemic worldview, then we'll also find that fear goes away, as we only fear that which we do not understand or understand. Fear even serves as a check on that systematic worldview. It aids us in figuring out how to live in harmony with the natural cycles, with the timing, second dimension of time, enabling us to harness the sources and harness the forces of nature. We enjoy intuitive, cosmologically ordered thinking built upon an historical foundation and can now solve scientific problems of long standing. A deeper level of intuition, as intuition becomes scientific insight. Still, even if we get the transmission, truth still can only be known through living, through verification. The answer from intuition is correct, but did we pick up the message correctly? We must verify through our lives to make sure that we are translating correctly. Scientific insight is a healing demonstration as we learn to solve the problems that have plagued us. We gained spiritual, ethical fluency too. We watched the epic drama with fear end as we uncovered a cosmological system. So now that we have fine-tuned our enlightenment equipment, we're ready to receive scientific insight, a two-dimensional intuition, for posterity and for service to others. Okay, that is number 82, the second fractal of the fourth sphere, scientific insight. And thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. Click the link in the description if you'd like to get a listing of all 144 fractal faculties in an abstract form. And that will be for free. And also, if you'd like to donate to the project, just hit me up on my Venmo or Cash App listed in the description. Stay tuned on this channel. We'll be rolling out number 83 on this list very soon. And other videos are in the offing. I'm doing all kinds of research. We're going slowly on this channel, mainly because I'm mostly doing research at this point, and trying to put together future videos for future subjects. So we'll take it slow, and we're going to gradually build up to a great, collection of what I said, enlightenment equipment, educational resources on this channel. And so I appreciate you having the interest and tuning in. Stay tuned for the next one coming up very soon. Have a great day.